the temperatures are hot, and so is Beaver Lake and area waterways. Zing here with Hooked on Fishing joining me today, telling me that there are a lot of fish biting, but there are a few things that may make you a bit more successful out there as you're trying to reel in the big ones. Zing, what is biting right now?
We're mainly targeting striped bass, walleye, and crappie, also bluegill.
Okay.
Everything's biting. Catfish are biting, bass are biting. Everything's biting right now.
So whatever you want, there's a chance to get
yes.
out there. But these temperatures make a big difference, not just for us humans on land, but for the fish as well. Talk to me a little bit about the science behind the temperature and where these fish are.
Okay, so the temperature up top is right now is around 86 degrees.
Bath water.
Yes, warm sauna water. Yeah. So as it's getting deeper, lower in the water column, it'll cool down, and roughly, I think I seen on my graph the other day, 40 feet is where it becomes trout water, the water that goes below the dam.
Sure.
I think I had some trout guides with me a few days ago. They said that water's around 52 degrees.
Oh.
So you need to get under 80 degrees for oxygen.
All comes down to the oxygen.
Yes, yes. So there's no oxygen in that top layer.
So if you're really wanting to bring in a big one, or any of them, you've got to go deep.
Correct.
Now that's true on beaver where you're fishing, but I would assume the same principle applies to Lake Fort Smith, Lake Dardanelle, like all the lakes, right?
Yes, yes.
Now depth may change, but the principle is the same. Deeper, more success.
Right.
What do you fish them with? What kind of bait you using? You want to give me all your secrets?
I'll share it. I know we're trying to match the hatch right now. So certain times of the year we have fish spawn, and the bulk of the fish that are swimming now are little bitty. So anything small, any live bait that's small.
This is good tips. This is really good. Small baits.
Small bait.
You said you match the hatch. Say more about that.
Okay, the biggest hatch we've had are threadfin shad on the lake.
Okay.
And billions and billions and billions, if not trillions.
Wow.
I don't know exactly the number, but that's the most common forage you're going to see. So anything that works, anything will work that looks like a threadfin shad. And a small one, a juvenile one, a couple inches, an inch. So I'm seeing stripers with an inch and a half bait size in their stomach.
And so you're suggesting the idea here is fish with what the fish are used to seeing,
correct,
right? And feeding on. Otherwise, they're not going to be looking for your fancy, bright-colored bait. They want something more natural. Huh?
They're homing in on a size.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how long is that going to run, do you think? We got a few more weeks of that before things change?
Well, so shad reproduce multiple times a year. They're the perfect forage. So there always will be small bait, but the small shad will grow, and you generally by winter we're using the adult size baits, which are 10-inch shad.
Okay.
So bigger.
Yeah.
So
now, what's biting a 10-inch shad?
Striped bass, catfish,
big striped bass,
largemouth bass, smallmouth bass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the purposes of summer, it's all coming down to that oxygen content, which is going to be dictated by temperature. So fish deep. What other mistakes do you see people make this time of the year that may be holding them back? Are there any other common mistakes people are going to be making?
It depends on the species.
Okay.
You still, again, you need to move offshore. It still boils down to temperature. A lot of the bigger fish have moved out of the cove because the coves are warmer. Out in the main channel, it's cooler. So it's still a lot of it's temperature. Move out of the cove some and get into the main lake and the main channel where the water's cooler, where fish can get to cooler water faster.
Got it. Okay, so I assume time of day may play a role in some of this too? Morning, middle of the day, evening?
Reports now is, and it's a good bite. It's a hot bite. They'll bite all day.
Really?
So it's generally, I say, let's try to wrap it up by 10, 11.
Okay.
But the bite's going throughout the day right now. There's people that are fishing in the middle of the day. There's people fishing in the afternoons, and everyone says it's biting.
Everyone says it's biting. Okay, all right, that's fantastic. Now, for you, you're out there pretty early, huh?
Yes. yes.
How early?
I'm at the ramp at 4 every morning.
That's duck hunting hours right there. That is early.
That is, and we're serious about what we do.
Yeah, some pretty good success though, getting out there early, huh?
Yes, yes. So most days we're getting right in the dark before
Really?
the sun's up. Yes.
Really? Okay. What's the biggest fish you've caught out there thus far this summer?
This summer,
They all run together. I know you got some big ones.
I think 37 pounds was the biggest so far.
Was that a striper?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's impressive.
Yes, it was a big one.
Is that the majority of what you're catching out there, stripers?
Yes.
Okay.
We are catching some bass, some smallmouth bass, largemouth bass, spotted bass with them, catfish.
Oh yeah.
But we are offshore. We're fishing deeper water where these pelagic fish, the stripers, are staying. Most of the fish that live on structure are closer to shore. We're away from them. We're targeting them specifically.
Got it. But maybe when it cools down, you're maybe going to have a little bit more success, maybe in those coves, along those structures, shallower water later in the fall, maybe?
Yes, the lake turns over around Labor Day, starts to turn over around Labor Day, and then the lake's cooling down, fish will move shallower, so shallower water this fall.
So Zing, I'm hearing two big tips from you. Fish deep and fish with small bait.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now, those two tips are guaranteed to land you a personal best fish. If you don't, it's Zing's fault. That'll do it for this edition of 5 Outdoors. Zing, thank you so much for coming on, sharing a little bit of tips for us. We'll be back here with more next week.